everybody, my name is Tanya and welcome to my April TBR. So this month I've got quite a few buddy reads and group reads that I'm wanting to participate in, so let's get into it. So first and foremost, I am wanting to complete Middlemarch this month. This is the one that I was reading with Erica from Erica Able and also Heather from A Logical Betty. Didn't quite get to the end of this one in March. I got to 67% as I said, and I think I've got about 9.5 hours of the audiobook to go now. So by the end of April I'll be able to say that I have completed this one. So then my staples, my Agatha Christie of the month is The Body in the Library. This is a Miss Marple story and it's one that I've never read before, so I'm looking forward to it, and as always, seeing whether I can guess the whodunit and failing miserably. I know there are ones that I've meant to get to, but this one is one that I've definitely been meaning to get to for quite a long time, so I'm looking forward to finally picking this one up. For my school books this month I'm up to year 10 and there are 3 books that I studied in year 10. The first one is Looking for Ella Brandy by Melinda Makeda, and this is one that I really enjoyed. It's one that I had read before we studied it at school, and I think probably the only one that that's true of. This is set in and around 1990s Sydney and follows the story of Josephine Ella Brandy and balancing kind of 1990s Australian life with a very traditional Italian grandmother and heritage. In a lot of ways it's a traditional YA contemporary book and really enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to reading this one again. Next up is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, which again I really enjoyed. Year 10 I think is the point where the books start getting a little bit more enjoyable, and I studied some really great things in year 10. I haven't read this for a long time, really looking forward to revisiting it, and I really have to read some more Steinbeck. I've only read this and The Grapes of Wrath and would really like to read some more of his work, but I'm really looking forward to going back and revisiting this one. And the third book we studied in year 10 is the first of 3 Shakespeare books that I studied at school, and that is Romeo and Juliet. And I've got one of the kind of school editions of it, so you know, highly wonderful looking edition. I'm looking forward to seeing how I go reading this outside of a school context. The next buddy read that I'm doing is with Jane from Yes Miss Jane, and that is The Swan Book by Alexis Wright. Alexis Wright is an Aboriginal Australian, and I haven't really read all that much by Aboriginal authors, so I'm really looking forward to getting into this. Jane read her other book, Carpentaria, late last year, and the way she talked about it really intrigued me. And it's a book that I've seen around a lot here in Australia, but I've never quite gotten to, and so listening to her talk about it, it sounded really wonderful and powerful. And so when she said that she was going to be reading The Swan Book at some point, I said that I had a copy of it and that maybe I'd join in, so we decided we would read it together. And so April is now the month that we are doing that, and I'm really looking forward to it. Then for Year of Cosmere, I will be going on with the Mistborn series, and I'll be finishing up with The Hero of Ages, book 3 in the series, and I can't wait to see where this goes, especially after the ending of the second book. Definitely can't wait to see how this all wraps up, and just wonderful series. Next up, I'm also joining in on the BookTube Reading Buddies group read for the month, and that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This is something that I bought myself in December, and after it had been just exploded on BookTube, really popular last year, so I'm really excited to get to it and for the excuse to pick it up. And then lastly, my BookTube recommends pick for the month, and it feels really strange to not be picking out of my TBR jar this month. But as you know if you watch my March TBR, I did draw 2 things out of the jar last month because I knew I was already going to be reading this month, and that is Inda by Sherwood Smith. This is the book that was recommended to me, of course, by Sam from Novels and Nonsense, and Sam has decided she is going to be hosting a read-along of this starting this month for the whole series, so Inda for this month and then the subsequent books in the subsequent months. Because we've got quite a similar taste in books, I am sure I'm going to love this, so I'm really looking forward to getting into the series, and I'm glad that she's continuing on with the series in the read-along, so I will be picking up the subsequent books. So this is a pile of books that I'm hoping to complete in the month of April. It has gotten a little bit out of control again, although I am most of the way through Middlemarch now, so it's not quite so bad. So if you've read any of these ones and have some thoughts about which books I should read first, let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!